Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gaming Corner podcast. I'm your host, Josiah.
And I'm Jonathan.
And today we have another one of our most anticipated guests so far, Tom from That Guy Who Games. How are you today?
Hello, I'm that guy, and I do be gaming.
Absolutely. This guy does some of the best, I wouldn't even say some, I would say he does the best videos on the internet. I've been wanting to do this episode for so long. We have loved your videos forever. It's incredible how good you do with as little, I don't want to say as little of a following as you have, but like you are severely underrated. Dude, you do such good work. Like, I'm impressed beyond anything. We were just saying before we started this, you are like how we would say like a better version of like Scott the Wise or
That's
just
crazy.
stuff like that. And that we can tell that that's a bit of an influence for you, a bit of an influence, and it's a very good influence. And we want to say from our little 536 subscriber channel, keep it up. Yeah, you do really good. We're very proud and happy to have you on here today. So talk to us a little bit about what you do, just either on YouTube or outside of YouTube.
Yeah, so on YouTube, I am that guy who games. I run the channel. I kind of do everything from pre-production, post-production, all of it. Write, shoot, edit, repeat. That's a Film Riot reference. And yeah, I focus on gaming because it was such a big part of my childhood and growing up playing games. And so I always wanted to stay connected with it in some way as I moved on and grown up to more different hobbies and interests. And it's been like a really cool way to still be in touch with gaming and still be able to make what I like to make. And yeah, that's what I do on YouTube. People have been telling me I've kind of taken a more like journalistic route, journalism.
Yeah.
Which I find funny because I don't see myself as a journalist at all. I just kind of talk about what I think is interesting and what I think is kind of funny and try to make it funny with like my own little sense of humor. Outside of YouTube, I am a video editor. I worked with Point Crow for 7 months, editing some of his content. And I've also done freelance film editing and film color grading on the side. Because, you know, that AdSense really gives you at least a penny, which is not enough to pay the bills. But yeah, no, it's cool. I've a big focus on like video editing and just like media production in general because I haven't really been interested in anything else in terms of like professionally, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really cool that you do all this stuff. And like I said, I could never do everything that you do with such big videos that you do on such like, I don't want to say a strict like schedule, but like on a very consistent schedule. It's very cool to see how you do all these big things, and it's amazing to see you get to work at all this stuff.
Yeah, I like a part of that is just like the challenge and wanting to prove to myself that I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't always work out, especially when I get too ambitious for my own taste.
Yeah.
Like a video that I'm working on right now that I probably won't be out by the time this is out. I kind of bit off more than I can chew with it, and so it wasn't able to come out in the timely manner that I wanted it to. But that's okay. That's okay because with bigger videos like that, I can slow down, look at it from like a bigger picture, and like really think about like how I want this to be made and like if I'm confident enough. Because I have some videos like the Luigi's Mansion 2 video and the most recent video I have on my channel, Why Modern Gaming is So Stale. Those videos, they kind of just felt right as I was making them, and it's so cool to have that.
Yeah.
When I don't have that though, I try to slow down and like really think about like the whole process and making sure it's like this is a video that I want out of my channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see all this happen. But
yeah.
Wait, actually, John, you know what's even cooler?
Gaming news.
Gaming news and announcements. So let's go right into that.
Gaming news and announcements.
So there was this mother, okay? She's of like a 12-year-old kid, and she sued EA and Epic Games. Let me explain. So a mother from Cuyahoga County in Ohio has filed a lawsuit against major video game companies like Fortnite and Madden, alleging they intentionally designed games to foster addictions. Her son's excessive gaming led to emotional distress, loss of friends, and angry outbursts. The lawsuit claims that these companies prioritize profits over player well-being, employing psychologists to create addictive games. The Entertainment Software Association refused these claims, emphasizing tools for responsible gaming. The lawsuit highlights the son's extreme gaming habits and behavioral changes, listing popular games he plays excessively. First of all, that was a mouthful to get out. Second, I can definitely see why a mother would not be very happy with, oh, you're playing all these games. But the biggest thing is, it's your kid. You shouldn't have to sue.
File a lawsuit.
Yeah, file a lawsuit against the people that made the game. Maybe, I don't know, be a parent and like maybe be like, hey son, hey little Johnny, let's stop playing Fortnite and Madden. There's a specific line that you have to cross at some point where it's between parenting and the actual problems. And of course, some video games have that like thing where it like keeps you addicted to it. But I feel like at some point, parents just kind of have to stand up and be like, hey, maybe accept that this was my bad. But yeah.
I will say, because like I do think that with live service gaming, there is an addictive quality to it that is purposely put into the game because, you know, the more addictive it is, the more money you're going to spend on
absolutely.
it.
Right.
And I feel like they are targeted towards children, which of course they are because kids aren't going to think about that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
However, you're right in terms of like parents got to like monitor what their kids are playing and watching. He's 12 years old. Fortnite is rated T for teen. He's by the ESRB rating standards, he's too young to be playing that game for good reason too. So you probably shouldn't have let him play that game in the first place. And this is coming from my perspective. Me growing up, I played a lot of single player games and single player experiences. I definitely was playing like games that were too mature for me at my age, but my parents always restricted my online access for things like this, you know, that addictive quality, meeting those other people and stuff like that, because it wasn't something that I would have been able to comprehend. And also with like microtransactions and stuff like that, they didn't want me spending money on, you know, stuff like games and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so I feel like as a parent, and this is coming from me who's not a parent, so I'm probably not well versed in saying this, but I will say, like, as a parent, I think 13 and below, you should be monitoring what your kid is doing on the internet and what they're playing and what they're watching, what they're consuming, because their minds are so impressionable. They're gonna grip onto anything that you give them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Any opinions that you give them and kind of present it as fact and stuff like that. And when they turn 13 is just like kind of the minimum age that you can be on social media and you can be playing like teen games like PG-13 and stuff like that. They're going to start becoming their own person and want to think from themselves a little bit more. So that's when you kind of have to back off a little bit, but not too much to the sense where they're they kind of have free reign. It's a very hard thing to balance, you know, because of course you want to give your child everything. You want them to be happy, but like them getting everything and them getting these things and thinking that it's fine is kind of damaging when something like this happens, where they get a little bit addicted and they lose their friends and they get more frustrated and they're getting short-term satisfaction when in the long term it's not going to last.
Yeah, you have to draw the line somewhere. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And it is very much like a sensitive subject. Like it's very hard to, because you like, again, like you can't really tell people how to parent their child, but like if there are standards set in place that you're not following and you're blaming other people for something you didn't follow or you didn't take into account, then I don't think that's necessarily correct. However, I do think there is blame on EA and Epic Games for creating games that appeal to children and have these addictive qualities. I don't think you can do both. You can have addictive qualities, but don't make it for children. You can make it for children, but don't have it have addictive qualities, you know?
Yeah, you really have to draw the line at some point. Be like, okay, we understand that this game is for like a more mature audience, and we want to make sure the kids don't play it. And yeah, there's only so much that you can do that at some point the parents have to step in and be like, hey, just don't. Yeah, for the most part, I see where the mother's coming from.
Well, the official Minecraft TV series on Netflix has been announced. Netflix is developing a CG animated series based on the video game Minecraft in collaboration with Mojang Studios. While specific plot details are not yet available, Netflix has stated the series will introduce an original story with new characters presenting the Minecraft world in a fresh perspective. The project is being developed by WildBrain, a Canadian studio known for other animated Netflix projects like Sonic Prime and Carmen Sandiego. The release date has not been announced.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this because they just did like what was it, like a Twitter post? I'm not calling it X. I'm not one of those people.
It was a YouTube video.
Yeah,
It
well,
is Twitter. It'll always be Twitter.
yeah, Twitter will always be Twitter. Elon Musk can never change that for me. So I'm excited to see how this turns out because I know Netflix had done stuff with Minecraft in the past. They had done that. What was the Minecraft story mode, something like that? They had like an interactive series. That was okay, but I'd like to see like an actual full series from them.
So Minecraft Story Mode was picked up from Telltale Games,
Yeah.
which went out of business, and Netflix bought the. I don't know if it was the rights to Telltale themselves or just that game specifically to be put on their interactive platform because Netflix has always tried to get into gaming in a sense. I think they're doing a better job now than they used to because I think they tried too hard to make it like a interactive movie when really they could just offer games on the service because game streaming is becoming a bigger thing. With this specifically, I think it's smart that they make a TV series and focus more on like story and like film because that's what Netflix is known for. And I'm happy that it's animated and not live action like the movie that we're going to be getting. And it just makes me hope that like they take inspiration from user generated content around Minecraft and animated Minecraft series because that's what a lot of people resonated with during the early days of the game. And I think taking inspiration in terms of like art style and like story from like those kind of projects and those creations could be very cool and a nice nod to like the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's a lot of potential with this, and with a studio that's already done amazing shows like Sonic Prime, they have a lot of potential, and we know what they're capable of. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. As long as Chris Pratt plays Steve, I'm loving it.
that would be really funny. I want to see something based on an IP that doesn't have celebrity names attached to it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they don't. When gaming is such a strong thing, there's big fan bases for so many different IPs and franchises. Those titles alone can carry the film, and I don't think you need celebrity attachment to it.
Exactly.
So I think it could be a really cool way to get newcomers who or lesser well-known voice actors and actresses and actors and actresses to get their name out there a little bit more. But you know, it's Hollywood, it's a studio, it's all about profits.
Yeah, just stuff like that. They're always focusing on the A-list titles to get people hooked rather than an actual good story, a good like actual cast, people that are fit for the role. And I'm not saying that A-list actors can't be good for the role. I'm just saying that give like the smaller people a chance. Yeah, there's so many other people that would be honored to do stuff like that and would do probably a million times better than most of these different actors that we have out there. And I'm excited to see what Netflix does with this because there's a lot of writing on this one.
I wonder what kind of story they're gonna go with.
That's a big thing.
It's weird. I think it's weird that we're getting a movie and an animated series. I feel like it would either be one or the other. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think like I can't see a different plot happening with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Even though like you can do so much with Minecraft for an official licensed thing. The only thing I can think of is like we gotta beat the Ender Dragon, and then we gotta beat the Wither, and then we gotta explore the Ocean Monument, like stuff like that. So I wonder how the movie's gonna differ from the animated series, and I wonder what they're looking at. Like, are they going to go for like a story route, or is it gonna be episodic, or however you would say, where it's like each episode doesn't connect to a bigger thing. It's just kind of like
just there.
Whatever.
Like you have a problem, you do the problem, you fix the problem, episode in, episode out. I'd like it to have like an overall narrative across the whole season, because that's what I like. Just me personally, that's what I like out of a show. Something that can, it's not just one episode then you're done. I like something that goes across all things, just making it like a giant movie, but like more in depth is what I like about a TV series. Moving on from that, let's go into the games that we've been picking up and playing. So lately I have been reselling video games. I keep saying that a lot, but I got a copy of Super Mario World for the Super Famicom, and I already have it on the Super Nintendo, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna test it out. So I have this Super Retro Trio 3 Plus, because that's what people in Ohio call things. So it has just enough space to put in a Super Famicom cartridge, and I've been able to play Super Famicom games like crazy. So I've been playing Final Fantasy V, Super Bomberman 3, Donkey Kong Country, a bunch of great games. And yeah, you can buy them on Whatnot from me for like super cheap because I'm a good guy. So go ahead, the Retro Plaza on Whatnot. There you go. But other than that, I've also been playing a bit of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U because the Switch, while it does have a better version, I never get a chance to play my Switch because my brothers always have it because they hate me. So no, but I have it on the Wii U as well. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go with the original. Might as well. The only thing we're really missing is the DLC courses and what, 200cc. Was that also in the Wii U version?
That was also in the Wii U version.
Okay, then I just haven't played it much. Okay, but I've been playing that and a bit of Fallout New Vegas. Like I said this in the previous episode with Caden McKay. Go check that out now. I've been playing this, and this is probably one of my favorite games of the month. I'm a sucker for like old music, so I love stuff like this, and seeing like the 50s and 40s music all in one thing, it's awesome and it's great. So I love the Fallout series, and it's got me into the series a lot. But yeah, Jonathan, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I've also been playing Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Nice.
I have just realized how horribly bad Mario Kart 8 is when compared with 8 Deluxe.
Oh no.
Is that just me?
Like, in what ways, I guess I should ask?
It feels about the same, but in terms of the battle mode, just the battle mode alone.
Oh, the battle mode.
Makes
okay.
it 2 tiers worse than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, there's a few differences in the battle modes. I wouldn't say that they're existential things for me, but like there's definitely differences in the battle modes, just a bit. I've always thought that 8 Deluxe was a lot better, but 8 was always just a thing that you had. You didn't have to play it, but like if you were in a life or death situation, sure, I'll play as Wario. Exactly. Why not?
But yeah, I also think like the stat changes that they made to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just kind of made it feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 8 just feels really slow. If that's makes any sense.
And it somewhat is. I think I know your problem. You're playing on 50cc. Maybe bump that up.
I'm playing on 150.
Sure, someone's in denial.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That one's better. Just clear winner. Yeah. Moving on, I've been playing The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess Twilight Princess HD. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
For the Wii U, and The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. I don't know if they're called HD, but we're gonna go with it.
Yeah. No.
I played like 15 minutes each, but
now, quick question,
fun, I guess.
Have you been playing much, like, since Caden was on here a while ago? I'm assuming he was just like kind of like a bit of an influence for you playing Twilight Princess, because I know you guys had a field day talking about Zelda and Twilight Princess. That was great. If you guys,
I only played like 15 minutes, but
yeah,
I
know that. But it's great to hear that Caden had once another influence on somebody's life. There you go, 2 people down. Next the world.
Sir.
Yeah.
I've also been playing Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U. I played like the first battle.
Nice.
Which is fun. It feels slightly better than the 3DS version.
Yeah.
Just because it's more HD and it's just nicer.
And it's not on the 3DS, so yeah.
Exactly. And I've also been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild Randomizer.
Ooh, what's that?
Which is a mod.
Nice.
It basically randomizes like everything about the game. Anything that you could encounter, it just randomizes.
Yeah.
It.
Nice.
I mean, not the map, but yeah, it's like actually really fun.
Yeah, like the enemies and characters and just things like that.
Not really the enemies, but more like loot drops and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, so haven't been really picking up too much lately. Every time I've gone out to try and like pick up things, it's just everything's overpriced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I did pick up Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, the remake on Switch. That
That's
has
sick.
been my go-to game lately.
Yeah.
It is just so good, and it's so faithful, and it's just
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite games of all time. So being able to play it in like such a definitive way feels really nice. I really don't have any complaints with the remake, and it just feels so good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I've been playing Super Paper Mario as well. I was playing that. I started that back in January,
hmm
and it is technically for video, but
Yeah.
I kind of fell in love with it as
Oh.
I was playing it. And yeah, that game gets a bad rap.
Yeah. That's what
I
I've heard
think.
from a lot of people, that it's underrated.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
I think it gets a bad rap because the gameplay is like rough.
Yeah.
But the story is the best story ever told within a Mario game. It's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
story even if you take Mario out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And outside of that, I
I've heard
picked up. Yeah, sorry. Do you? No. If we want to talk about
No,
Super
it's
Paper
fine.
Mario, Paper Mario right now, I'm just going through my list.
Yeah, go
No,
right
it's
ahead.
fine.
Outside of that, I picked up Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on GameCube because my girlfriend has been reading Harry Potter in Spanish to learn Spanish.
Because why not?
Yeah, and Harry Potter is one of her favorite series because it's a fun series.
Nice.
Agreed.
And yeah, and so we're gonna play that together at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, I found it in like a random game store. I think it was like $15 and it was in really good condition. So
Oh,
I was
that's
like, sure,
bad.
why not?
Yeah, why not?
Man.
And then like also recently, I also played a little bit of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on the 3DS. That game, people don't like my opinions on that game, but like I think people misinform me saying it's a bad sequel equates to it being a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. It's a great game. I think it's a
Yeah.
great game for the 3DS, and for what it was on the 3DS, it was really good.
Yeah.
I just think for an established series, well, series in quotation marks is the second game in the series, but for something that was already previously established, to follow up something and be so different felt very weird, and felt like it was going against the grain rather than with the grain.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think,
Makes sense.
and while I think Luigi's Mansion 3 pulled it back a bit and became a little bit more faithful to the first game, I think that first game will always still be special, and I think they should have went more within that style of the first game rather
Yeah.
than try to change it so much. But again,
Yeah.
Dark Moon is a good game, and I'm probably gonna get the remaster when it comes out.
hmm Yeah, I've said for a while that the Luigi's Mansion series is a lot like the first three Mario games, because like the first one really good, the second one it's pretty different from the first one, and then the third one is a lot like the first one and like a lot better. And yeah, just a lot of people just don't like the second one in both series because it's not a bad game per se, but it's not a lot like the first or third game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the list that I have of games. I'm looking forward to be playing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I want to get it eventually, and I really want to get what was it, the Nintendo World Championships NES edition. That's something I'm looking forward to getting, especially like
Oh,
that
okay.
the deluxe edition, like the physical copy. That looks so cool, like with the gold cartridge and with are they note cards? I don't think they're stickers. I think they're note cards. I'm pretty sure they're note cards.
I do not remember.
Something like that, but that comes
Yeah.
out in July for $60. It looks really cool. It's really reminiscent of the NES Remix series, which was one of my favorite series of all time, and I'm really excited to try that out.
Yeah. Don't go blowing the GCP money, okay? Kidding.
What the
We only
whole
have a
5
limited amount
cent-
of budget.
We only the 11 cents. No. No,
Uh-huh.
no, we just got paid. Now we're in debt, baby. Hashtag
Yes, sir.
chalupa from Taco Bell.
Where in
Nice.
the world did that come from?
No idea. Don't ask me.
Okay.
But yeah, from there, I think we can move right into the GCP topic. So let's get right into it. So, Tom, I get the feeling that you're a pretty big game collector. I don't know where I get that from, but just judging on the size of your collection, I'd say you're a pretty good collector of games. And I thought this episode would be perfect for you on video game collecting, so we can talk about video game collecting, places to grab some of the best games, and some of the best games to grab, specific systems, etc., stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get right into this. So, our first tip would be to look out for small game shops. Just kind of look around your town, look for like just some small game shops around you. Note that not all of them will have the best prices, but at least you'll have options. A lot of the game shops around people, like I just said, they don't have the best prices, but at least they have games. That was a big thing that I faced when I was starting to get into collecting in 2020, right around the pandemic, right? Is I was trying to get into all that. There were shops, of course, but everything was either closed or nothing had really good prices. So what I really went towards after that was auctions. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of reselling lately, and I've found a lot of good deals on apps like eBay and whatnot. Specifically whatnot, because like every day people will hold like auctions for like literally everything and anything that you're looking for. So actually a few days ago I found a copy of Tomodachi Life. They're calling it Tomodachi Collection New Life over in Japan for the 3DS. The person that I was buying from, they didn't know what the game they had. They're like, this is 3DS game. Nobody else knew what it was. I'm like, you know what? I'll buy it. I went on Google Lens later to find out. I was like, this is probably like a me game. I pull it out, I price chart it, and it's that version that I bought is worth $219. So that'll be a fun payday. So it's really cool to see what you can find at different game shops, auctions, garage and yard sales. They're not the best. I've heard really good stories about people finding stuff. Like this guy found a box of like 50 PS2 games, got it for $5, and they were all like the best Call of Duty games, Final Fantasy, stuff like that. Just the biggest titles. Got it for $5. It was crazy. I've only ever gotten a broken 360 Slim, so don't count on it. Yeah, pawn shops, flea markets, thrift shops, they're not fully reliable. You can find gems every now and then. Not the best thing in the world. It's definitely doable to find stuff. Just not the absolute like necessary thing that you would have to do. Yeah, it's always just really undecisive if you can really find anything. And like I was saying, like thrift shops, much like garage sales, you can find stuff here, but usually it's just a little old Amish ladies looking for clothes for their son Hezekiah. So don't count on it, but still keep an eye out on all these different things. So I've really never had a lot of good stories with different game shops. Found a few SNES games for cheap. Got Mario All-Stars from my aunt. Paper Mario was accidentally shipped to me for free from DK Oldies, so thanks for that. Thanks. It was great.
You keep on bringing that up.
I keep bringing it up. I try to make it a point in every.
Do you even have that game still? Did you get rid of it?
No. You think I'd get rid of a $70 game? It's one of their good condition copies. I ordered like a $2 flap for like to cover my jumper pack because I'm a poor child, can't afford the expansion pack, and I never got a cover, like a dust cover for it. So I went on there, ordered that with a few other games like TMNT, just random games like that. I get it in the mail, box, right there, sweet, open it up, nice. Paper Mario's in there. The dust cover isn't anywhere. I did end up getting the dust cover, and now I have Paper Mario. So now that is one of my favorite 64 games.
Did they want you to return it?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, they're not getting it back, so...
Yeah. They're not getting it back.
Well, if they want it back, they're going to have to pry it out of my hands.
You're going to have to send the FBI over to your house.
No, they'll have to send the Nintendo Ninjas out.
True.
It'll be great.
True.
But yeah, I really haven't had many... That was probably my best gaming story. John, have you had any other, like, big, like, game shop finds, anything like that?
Okay. I went to a store down the street one time. Let me see if I can find the pictures. I don't remember what the store was called, but it had they had like a PS2 and like a bunch of cool games. It was like I think it was a flea market.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome, kind of.
Oh, didn't you send me those photos?
Yeah, I sent you those photos.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. You were asking if I wanted any of the games. That's right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I didn't actually have any money, so
yeah,
I'm not really sure how I was expecting to pay for them, but
yeah,
whatever. But yeah.
I will give you a feather and 2 penny feathings. I don't know what they're called.
Exactly.
I don't know. No, but we don't really get the best stuff. So, Tom, what are your like game shop stories? Your best game collecting stories?
Oh, I don't really have too many like crazy stories because I'm not one to find like crazy things.
Yeah.
Out in the wild. Because also I live in a place that doesn't really have a lot of like retro game stores.
Yeah.
I have to go over a bridge and pay tolls if I really want to do that, so I don't go out as often as I would want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of the times it's like I find things at like conventions, you know, Too Many Games or PAX East. One of my, I think the most recent and probably the best story that I have, I went to PAX East this year.
Ooh, nice.
And while I was there was this guy who was selling a Eon GameCube adapter.
Ooh.
And I was walking around, I was like, that's cool. I kind of want to get a game. I don't really want to get that. So if I find a game, if I don't find a game, I'll come back and see if it's still there. It was still there, and I asked how much it was. He said it was $75. So I got it.
Nice.
And it worked. So instead of paying $150 for it, I paid $75, which is pretty cool, and it's awesome. And that's what I use now to capture GameCube footage. Because
Okay.
I don't like playing GameCube games on the Wii. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like having to go through the menu.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Yeah,
because you have to
for
switch
sure.
between the GameCube. You have to switch between the Wii controller and then the GameCube controller. It'd be a lot easier. Like, was it the Wii Pro controller that allowed you to like use the cursor with the actual controller itself, like just by using the thumbstick?
Yes, if
Yeah.
you plugged it into the Wiimote.
Yeah, you could have just done that with the GameCube. I don't know why it doesn't do that. It's such like the most basic idea possible. Nintendo could have easily implemented it. I'm sure somebody has done it out there with like modding or something, so somebody please get onto that, please. I need my GameCube games. But yeah, I feel like the GameCube had a lot of problems, but problems that were very overshadowed with great games.
Yeah, it's the console that I want to collect for the most.
Oh, absolutely.
And prices are starting to come down just a little bit.
Just a bit. I've noticed that a few of the, I don't want to say the bigger titles, but like, I guess I probably should say bigger titles like Mario Sunshine, Pikmin 1 and 2, specifically Pikmin 1 and 2 were kind of going down in price. Because I said I was reselling video games, I found 2 in-box Japanese copies of Pikmin 1 and 2, got them for $2 each. And that was not bad. So you can find really good things when doing this. A few other things that I want to talk about in game collecting is game lots. There are a lot of good yet bad stories about lots. What I have done lately, just to see how much games are worth whenever I buy them, is I will go onto price charting, cancel everything in my afternoon, and I will individually price chart every single game just to see if it's worth it. And 90% of the time it's not, but that little 10%, it can sometimes be worth it. I've seen a lot of great NES, SNES, 64 lots out there, but the problem is they're really expensive, and the owner knows what they have and is asking a lot for it. So another thing that you can do is also like bargain with the owner. See like, hey, can we like kind of bring this price down? Just making sure like, hey, can we just asking? And usually they'll say no, but sometimes you'll find somebody that's like, I got you. So yeah, sometimes you'll find a good person that can do this. A big question that I hear a lot of people ask is, and I'm actually going to ask this to Tom, what is the best system to start collecting for?
Ooh, the best system to start collecting for is the system that you want to collect for the most. Because if you start collecting for a system you have no interest in, collecting is boring and it's not fun.
Yes.
So if you like the Xbox One, collect for the Xbox One. If you like the Wii U, collect for the Wii U. Just start collecting for what you are most interested in, and don't start with having to get every game at once. Start with the games that you want to play the most, or the games that you have the most interest in. Or if you have like a genre type in your head, start collecting for that. Collecting isn't like rules are set and you have to do it a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it however you want to.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, and that's why it's such a sought after hobby, because there's no set way to do it. Of course, you're gonna have like elitists saying like, oh no, you should start with this actually, because it's just no. do what you want to do. Because if you only have one console and you only want to collect for that one console, congratulations, you're a collector and you're going to collect for that console.
Hear it, Mom?
That's
I'm a
definitely-
collector.
That's true.
Yeah.
You hear that, Mom?
I did it, Dad.
I'm a collector.
Where is
Let's
he?
go.
But yeah, I'm
Like when I have the means to start collecting again, I definitely want to focus on like GameCube and 3DS because those are the two systems. I love the GameCube for all the quality it has, and it's just a weird time within Nintendo's like discography. And I grew up with the 3DS very cognitively.
Yeah.
I was consciously. That was when I was like really like conscious as to what I was playing and really getting like more critical and analytical for what I was playing.
Mhm.
And so it was like a special time for me to have that system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of the bigger systems that I like to collect for is definitely like the SNES and 64 are my favorite systems to collect for, but I really, really want to get started into GameCube. Those three systems are my absolute biggest collecting needs because I don't have anything for the GameCube. I used to start collecting, like, you know, like to resell. So I had like Smash, Melee, Pikmin 1 and 2. But I bought these games to resell. And at some point I was like, I have all these games. And then at another point, I don't have these games. So I wish I would have not sold them just to say that I have a GameCube game. Whether or not I would have lost out on profits. Just saying, hey, I have Smash, Melee in my collection. So I wish at some point I gotta see like, hey, I want to keep this game. I don't want to keep this game. That's a big thing. If you're a collector, you don't have to sell your games. When you buy a game, it is yours. So they tell us, and then Nintendo goes back and it's like, not really. So that's the biggest thing. You're not buying the game. You're buying the license to play the game, and now I'm mad. That's the biggest thing. You don't actually own the games that you're playing. You own the license to play them. So now we can't.
Delightful.
Now we can't dump our games. Now I'm sad. My pirating ways are done for.
The pirating days are over.
John, you better run that stuff into the river. No, get rid of the Wii U.
Oh no.
No, but yeah. What else do we talk about in game collecting? Because I have no idea.
The collections themselves? I don't know.
Collections themselves. What?
I
about,
don't
What about
I'm not
the,
personally very much into collecting, but
What about the collections that
personally.
we actually have? What about our favorite systems that we collect for? I know you said that. I'm trying to think. What are the systems that we don't really care to collect about?
Ooh.
all of them? No, I'm kidding.
John, no.
I'm kidding.
He's a PC gamer. Get out.
For
I'm
me,
not a
for
PC
me,
gamer either.
For me, I don't really pay attention to Super Nintendo or NES because I'm not playing that as much as I used to when I
Yeah.
was a kid. And I
Yeah.
think by extension also Xbox 360
Yeah.
because I kind of got all the Xbox 360 games that I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't really think I want to get the whole discography of the Xbox 360.
Well, absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of good games, but there's also games that aren't really worth it. I think the systems that I don't really like collecting for are definitely... I wouldn't say the NES is a bad system to collect for. It's just not my prime thing. But I have a lot of NES games. I'd say like the Atari. While the games are cheap, nobody wants them. So it's...
Well,
yeah.
NES has gotten a lot easier to collect for because the games have not been sought after.
No, easily.
So they've kind of gotten a lot cheaper. We're gonna come to a point where those games are. Sorry about that.
You're good.
We're coming to a point where those games are going to be not sought after to the point where they just don't exist anymore and are going to be really hard to collect for. And I think something that a lot of people might not agree with, reproduction carts are fine if you just want to play the game.
Yeah.
You know?
I've always
Yeah.
seen that as just a fine thing.
And if you're that person that wants to play on original hardware but doesn't want to have a lot of space, those flash carts are completely okay too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's again what I said before. Like collecting is just such like a it's all about what you make of it. And if you want to collect consoles and play the games for those consoles, but you don't want to collect the games, flash cards fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you wanna collect the games just to play them, reproduction cards are fine. If you're a purist and you want to have like a museum of sorts and you want to have everything in peak condition and you want to have it look so mint and fresh and you want it to be original all the time, you can do that too.
Yeah.
For me, I try to keep it as like real and like pure as possible. But then like if I know I'm not gonna get a game, because it's too expensive or something, I'll get a reproduction cart because it doesn't really matter. Because the whole point of like having these games and collections is I'm gonna want to play them at some point in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was my point?
Dino Ricky isn't that good of a game. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, screw that game. No. But yeah. Yeah, the NES I think has gotten a lot easier to collect for, and I think we're gonna get to a point where it's not so much easy, and then when they're all gone, people are gonna panic, and N64 and GameCube and Super Nintendo are gonna go up in price because of that, because like the hysteria, the fear mongering.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna get really interesting because also, like we're coming to a time where it's like GameCube and Wii, those are becoming more retro.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what collecting and what nostalgia is gonna be like, because people are also getting nostalgic for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 right now.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean 2008, I was 7 years old when those
Wow.
consoles came out, and now I'm 23.
Wow.
Disgusting. Yeah, and it's like I have very much nostalgia of like playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and Sonic 06 and stuff like that.
Oh no, he's a Sonic 06 child.
I am a Sonic 06 child, and I will defend that game. It's a terrible game, but I'll defend it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you can have a terrible game and have it be fun,
Yeah.
and that makes the game. If it's fun, it's like 10 times worth it. You can have a terrible game and have it be not fun, sticker star,
Yeah.
and it's not worth it.
I didn't think
you
Sticker
know?
Star was that bad, because that was one of my
I-
first introductions to Paper Mario.
I'm so sorry.
I know, thank you. Thank you. And then I went into Color Splash, which was even worse.
Ooh.
It wasn't
I'm
that
planning
bad.
on playing that game.
Don't.
I want to. I'm sorry.
Just go
I
in
need
with
to.
a grain of salt. No, I will give you a container of salt just for when you go in.
Okay.
I have a cupboard restricted for Paper Mario Color Splash.
I think Sticker Star genuinely is my least favorite game of all time, and I don't want to say it's the worst game of all time because there's obviously more worse games, but there is not a game that I think I have played and thought as I was playing it, this is so poorly designed and so not fun.
Okay.
Color Splash, I just think it's forgettable.
Have you played Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1?
Yes, and I think that is better designed than Sticker Star.
On the
I
Wii?
think
You played it on the Wii?
I haven't played it on the Wii. I played it on the phone and on the Xbox 360.
Oh, you
I've
haven't
also
done anything. Oh man, you're in for a treat because it feels a lot different from what I've heard.
And also, I'll also say Episode 2 better designed than Sticker Star.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of games that I would say are more poorly designed than Sticker Star.
Yeah, there's a lot of poorly designed games out there. Some better than others. Most are awful. But I've been trying to play a bunch of the worst games possible. So like Dual Heroes on the N64, ATV Quad Kings on the Wii. What else is there? We're Back, a Dinosaur's Story on SNES. I don't know. I'm trying to find the weirdest games to buy. That's my kink. I buy the weirdest games I can just to say that I have the weirdest games.
Which is that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I totally understand that sentiment. Like I have a copy of a Tomodachi collection from Japan because I think it's just so interesting that they made that on the DS.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've really been getting into a bunch of the different Japanese games. Like, I have a copy of Twilight Princess, like, for the Japanese Wii. I don't own a Japanese Wii. I just have it to say that I have it. It's awesome. And it's in, like, pristine condition. It still, like, shimmers, and it's awesome, and I love it. I buy games to buy games. Usually, I can't play half the games that I have, but I buy them to say that I have them, and that's my coolest thing. There's a lot of things. I say I'm a shelf collector. I like to see things on a shelf. I will play them if I want to, but usually I just like looking at them. I know a lot of people will probably burn me at the stake for that, but that's just who I am. Accept who I am, Dad.
Right.
But yeah, that's at least my side of gaming collecting. That's really all I have for gaming collecting at the moment. Do you guys have anything else in the topic of game collecting?
I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't call myself much of a game collector, but then again, I kind of blame that on my library.
Yeah.
Because my library has, like, all the games I could ever want.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but, like, if I ever want to get a game, I look it up on the library's website, I get it for 2 weeks, I play it, and then I return it. I don't really see the... I don't know. I didn't see the need to collect games, and now I just kind of...
You know what? That's another good point. Yeah. That's another good point. Like, not even just libraries, but, like, subscription services. I know Tom talked about this in a video. You keep feeling the need to pay for a subscription service to play one game. When you have so many games, you become oversaturated and you don't know what to play.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But that was a big thing.
It's and that's like the biggest problem with streaming, I think. Because
Absolutely.
if you're doing a 100-hour game, a game that you'll be playing for months, and if you're only playing that game,
you're better off just buying it.
Exactly. I think Game Pass would be more interesting if it was a kind of like a hybrid situation where it's a storefront that you can play the catalog by paying a monthly service, but if you want to own the games without paying for that service, you can buy them outright too.
Yeah.
But I can also see how that's like tricky.
Yeah. I know on PC you can buy the games as well as play them on Game Pass. I don't know if you can do that on the actual Xbox itself. I know you can do it on PC because I'm one of those people that play on PC Game Pass. Please help me. But yeah,
You do?
Yeah.
Get some help.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm losing my mind here.
Stop it.
Dude, I had PC Game Pass for a month. I opened it once. There was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing that I wanted to play. Because Steam just has like such a big market on PC gaming.
Oh, absolutely.
And I honestly don't think people know. Like, I probably play on PC the most out of everything else that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Like my two gaming, the two things I play on the most right now are my Nintendo Switch and PC.
Nice.
Because, I refuse to buy a PS5 because until there's more games, and everything on PS5 comes to PC now.
Yeah.
And Xbox is Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, I think PS5 is reaching the exact same exclusives as Xbox. I should probably say that flipped around because, like, as we were saying, Xbox is getting rid of their exclusives, as in, like, they're putting them on different platforms. Like, Halo's going to PlayStation and PC. It's
also
crazy.
Wait, they're putting Halo on PlayStation?
That's what I heard.
No, I don't believe that for a second.
I heard somewhere. I swore I heard that.
Well, did you see that? Did you see that leak that, like, it's rumored that Xbox is going to be rebranded to Microsoft Gaming? They're going to stop producing consoles and focus on
I did hear that.
Game Pass.
Whoa.
I did hear that.
Which is, like, no one's surprised if that's true. I will say, getting rid of the Xbox brand, though, is, like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yep, they're putting it on
not a good
PS5. They're putting Halo on PS5.
Wow. Yeah, they're not making money.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to happen this month, but it didn't. So that was announced back in March. So they were really looking at doing that because they're like, oh, we want different gamers from different cultures to be able to play our games. They have to buy your system to play your games. You are literally losing money by doing this. What is the point in putting your game on different systems if that one game is the only reason for people to buy your system?
And, like, I will say, like, when it was Xbox Series X versus the PS5, I remember, like, the big like argument was PS5 is gonna have more exclusives. Xbox Series X is gonna be the better console. Now that we're like 3 years into it or 4 years into it, I don't even remember how long it's been. I'm going senile.
About 4 years.
Jesus. Now that we're 4 years into it, and you can blame the pandemic and everything if you want to, but, like, they're on the same level in terms of value that you would get when buying them,
Yeah,
and that value is very low.
absolutely.
But also to bring it back to like game collecting, because this was something I wanted to talk about. Small game shops. There are two different versions of small game shops for collecting. There's your local store, and there's a chain store, because chain retro stores do exist now.
Yeah.
There are chain stores in New York and Jersey that I've found. And with the chains, they are going to be a little bit more price gougy, and less. They're going to cater less to like the consumer. Meanwhile, if you're a local, you're going to find better deals. You're going to find people who might not know what they exactly have, and you can get better deals on stuff. And also, if you become friends with them, you'll just know, and you'll just like get into the know and be within the community, and probably have a better experience in terms of like price for value and like what you're getting, and building a relationship like that in terms of like going towards like a retro game chain store.
Yeah.
And local game stores are truly the best if you have them. If you don't, if you have a chain, that's not too bad of a second. And then everything else is kind of like a hit or miss. With auctions, you don't really know what you'll end up paying for if you're trying to get something. Garage and yard sales, it's a gamble if they'll even have anything. I did get my copy of Halo 3, which I have lost sadly, from a garage sale for like $5, and it came in like the steel book, and there was like 18 different discs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got it for $5.
Nice.
Pawn shops suck because all they do is like try to turn a profit out of everything they get. So like they'll buy something at market value and then price gouge it. And then thrift shops and flea markets, those are where you get like the crazy stories of like people are cleaning out their garage and like they found this thing and like they don't know what it's worth, and like you buy Earthbound for $3.
Yeah.
But those are good because a lot of places will have like catered venues and tables that cater to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And no matter the condition it's in, it's usually in like fair pricing.
I've noticed that stores like Goodwill are starting to do price charting and are really starting to dive into the video game side of stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think it's fun.
No, because that was my place where I could rip them off.
Because they'll take the highest price and make it that when it's not indicative of what.
Yeah, like Mario Kart 64 is not worth $80.
Oh, also don't buy from eBay. Don't buy from Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You can sometimes buy from eBay.
It's fake.
It's fake.
Yeah. I should have realized a lot earlier that my copy of Mario Kart 64 for $20, that should have been my first giveaway from Walmart.com that it was fake. No.
Oh yeah, do not buy from Amazon. Do not buy from Walmart. Don't buy from GameStop even.
No, GameStop is just becoming stupid.
It's becoming way more overpriced.
Yeah.
eBay is iffy because eBay, Mercari, like places where like it's consumer to consumer, like person to person, seller to buyer. They're a little bit more safer, but also when it comes to just online stuff, it's hard to find a good deal on anything.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
I recently bought my Wii U, my Japanese Wii U off of eBay. The seller was like rated 4.9 stars, which was like kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were epic. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. Like people who you want to make sure that you can buy from somebody that you know you can trust. So like if you're buying off of people off of Whatnot or eBay, make sure that they have a good rating, because a few of these people won't have a good rating. I know the Whatnot's a lot more strict on that stuff. So like if you have like a lot of reports, you will get banned very quickly, like very quickly. That was something that scared me as I was selling, so I'm always like packaging it up really nicely, giving it a little kiss on the way out. Don't ban me. It was great. So,
please don't ban me, please.
No, please, it was just Halo 3. No, but I'm hoping that game collecting gets a lot easier on the way out of the door and into this next year that we're already halfway through 2024 and we're almost at 2025. It's crazy to think this year has been flying by.
Yeah. I think with this year specifically, we haven't had a lot of heavy hitter titles. Nintendo's clearly focused on their next console, which is coming out next year.
Yeah.
And so we're getting, I don't want to say we're getting a lot of the slog, but we're getting a lot more of just like quick and easy things for them to release, or things that they've been sitting on for a while to release. Because the 1,000 Year Door remake was completed in advance.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They just want to polish it and make it the best that they could.
No, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah. Did you hear about the stuff that happened with Color Splash?
What happened with Color Splash?
So the game was finished like months before the game was supposed to come out. Somebody at Nintendo, like a month or two before, at like 3 a.m, accidentally put in the wrong time for the game to release, and for an hour people could play Color Splash like a month and a half early.
Oh
Bro.
wow.
Yeah. And people were like, this is not the best game. People like immediately bought it for the $60, and then from there they could dump the game online, and it was crazy. Like it was madness for an hour. And it was crazy.
Man. That's fun.
I hope that happens with the next Mario or Zelda game. That's my wish.
Ha!
I'm
yeah. Sorry.
I just hope the next Mario game, whatever it is good.
Yeah.
It is a 3D
Yeah.
platformer.
I hope
Because I loved Wonder, but I never finished it because I realized 2D platformers aren't really my thing anymore. I used to
Same.
love them. I don't really. I think I really got burnt out with the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like, it got so repetitive that when we were given something new, we're like, I mean, sure. So,
It's a fantastic game. It's a beautiful game.
It is so good.
It is fun and it's amazing. But I just realized that it wasn't for me at a
Yeah.
certain point.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
they had given us the exact same thing over and over and over again, we just kind of got bored with it and just kind of like grew out of it. And at the point when they gave us something that was legitimately good, they could have done this a long time ago and righted the wrongs that they already did. Like, this would have been great, like, I don't want to say a launch title, but like as a replacement for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This could have been that game.
Yeah, I found it weird that they released New U Deluxe.
Yeah. Like, the game...
I never
was
got that game. I lost my copy of U. I don't know
How?
where it went. I opened the case one day and the disc is not there. And I'm like, where the hell did that go?
Did you check under your bed?
No, I moved out of my room.
Go back. Check.
Go back.
It's still
Yeah,
there.
there's like a void. There's a void where things get lost.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
That guy who gains lore is coming out. Here we go.
Oh no.
My lore is just that I'm a guy
No, really?
in that game.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. All this content that we've been talking about for a bit is going to be Patreon stuff. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, go ahead. It's $1. You get to hear all of Tom and more of Tom. Congratulations.
I'll say something super controversial
Oh no.
that might cancel me.
In
There you go. And
3,
then you use that. You
two,
use that in the teaser, and then
Oh.
you use that in the teaser, and then it's all good.
Tom says something controversial in 3, 2, 1. O.J. Simpson.
In 3, 2, 1. Crazy how I just said that.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, you know, I'm
right?
just a kooky guy.
Crazy.
That's a kooky guy.
Just a.
You know what?
Good guy.
You know what? He's getting a bit off today. So you know what? Let's just end the episode while we still can. With that out of the way, I'm Josiah,
And I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Tom.
and this
Is Gaming
Corner.
Corner.